It's the Laugh Smartly Show. Yes, again. Biff Lucky and Mr. Fun are ready. Supposedly.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Laugh Smartly on WGMD's 98.5, the Talk of Delmarva. Another week, another show, gentlemen. I think it's show 174, if my math is correct, that we've done together. So very excited to share another episode with you. Once again, Mrs. Fun bringing us in with the intro. I did have a discussion with Rockfish this week, who was I gave my apologies for not playing a lot of his song, but we do play bits of Rockfish and the Rivermen and Chesapeake Time and Don't Let Love. But again, you can go to hbw1.com and listen for his music and everything he has, and we are thrilled again that he allows us to use his music. Mr. Fun and I are adorned in Scotty's. I have a Scotty's hat on. Look at that. I like that logo. I like the Scotty's logo that's in the middle of my thing.
Fancy.
Here. And I actually have a little Laugh Smartly swag on. I see Lucky's got a Laugh Smartly hat on for those of us watching on YouTube. It's always good to see that stuff. And someday we'll have a merch store. We haven't gotten there yet as we try to grow the radio show.
Should we sell like Laugh Smartly, banana hammock bathing suits, or what do you think?
Yeah, that wasn't high on my list. I would think,
okay.
but maybe you.
I'll need one a plantain hammock if that's okay.
Okay.
You're a plantain hammock. That's good. That's really good. So, anyways, keep supporting Scotty's Vodka, Maryland made, amazingly smooth, or something along those lines. Mr. Fun, come right out of the gate. You have a joke to start us off?
I do. It's actually news. It's news. I heard that Trump has switched to boxer shorts because he's trying to expand the ballroom.
Pretty good.
Very good.
I read that one myself.
That's good.
All right, good.
Look at you. So
What's the transition for a typical man in underwear type?
Tighty whitey.
You start with tighty whitey as a little.
Yeah, I went tighty whitey right to boxers, and I've never turned back.
Yeah, I went. Yeah, I'm not sure tighty whities is the thing anymore for the youth. Maybe I'm not because I didn't have a son.
Boxer briefs now.
Yeah, so I went tighty whities. I tried boxer shorts. I didn't like them. I went to boxer briefs as soon as I could make the transition.
What's not to like?
Boxer shorts? There's not enough support. You're just flapping around down there.
I like to flap.
So do you think that's been is that a typical transition? Tighty whities, boxers to boxer briefs? Is that how you think most of the typical male goes? Biff?
I can't say. If I'm a typical male, I suppose that's how it goes, but I don't believe that to be true. Like Mr. Fun never went to boxer briefs.
I would think boxer briefs would have been in the middle if I could do it all over again.
Yeah,
I would have gone tighty whities, boxer briefs, and I never had a Rambo stage. Like I know there's a fair amount of men out there who don't wear any underwear.
Yeah, Rambo. Oh, Commando.
Is it Commando or Rambo?
I think it's Commando.
Yeah, well, if you're a rough macho guy like me, it would just be Rambo.
Yeah, but you guys had sons. Did your sons have tighty whitey phase, or they They did. Okay.
Right, but my son's boxer briefs now.
Were they like? Did they start with like underoos? What was the ones with the cartoons? Like underoos and stuff like that. And then they went.
Mom, Mrs. Fun may have gotten him underoos, but no. As soon as he was able to, show he was a man, a boy.
He was smoking a cigarette when he was 6, exactly. Boxers on, hand down the front of his boxers while watching cartoons when he was 7. So, as men do. So, good. So, I had some feedback, and I know we like to do this. We had a host draft last week. Mrs. Rockfish came out of the gate, said I was the leader of the 3 that she chose on the boardwalk. Best things to get on the boardwalk.
Biff had Thrasher's French fries, which is definitely good. Purple Moose Saloon T-shirt, Italian sausage, and $50 to ride the boardwalk rides. It's pretty good.
It's a good day. It's a good day at the boardwalk. So I will take. I've been waxed in the last few host drafts, so I'll take a victory.
You will.
Moral as it might be at this point.
Wait, you got one vote and you're taking the victory?
I think you got one more than you guys did because you would have said you got a vote. So I will take that as a vote, as a victory. So that's what we have. So what days are there this week, Lucky?
Well, okay. So Mr. Fun, this is one of your big ones. It's World Laughter Day. So celebrating this weekend. It's the first celebrated on the first Sunday in May since 1998.
Wow.
So
what are you supposed to do on World Laughter Day?
Laugh. Hopefully people make you laugh.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a fake laugh?
I don't. I only do a genuine laugh. I want to fake laugh.
Really?
I have a fake laugh that when I'm sitting in a restaurant with my family, I've broken it out every now and again to embarrass them. Yeah. And now they want me to do it every now and again. They're like, wow, do the fake laugh.
Okay, do it. Do it for us.
Like really loud like that.
Wow. You know, I woke up laughing this morning, and I just think I slept funny. I just think I slept
very
funny.
Good. Look at that. Every day is World Laughter Day for
you know. You have, if you tell a killer joke, you can die of laughter. If you tell a killer joke,
okay,
yeah,
okay,
they get better, I suppose.
Theoretically,
this weekend is also the anniversary of the first unsolicited bulk commercial email, spam email. So
what? They know the first day a spam email went out?
Yeah. So this Digital Equipment Corporation, DEC, some marketing representatives sent an email, a commercial, like a non-important email to every person on the ARPANET address on the U.S. West Coast. So it's clearly a mistake, but they refer to it as basically, he spammed the internet with his email. Now, this is at the ARPANET, for anybody who knows the history of the internet. That was like the first DoD-centric internet. But anyway, but that was, I think it was in 1978 is when that happened. So. Oh,
it was that long ago?
Yeah.
Here's a silly question. I can't remember exactly. When did we first get email? Like 1990 something? When did you get your first email? I don't remember.
I had a Prodigy email account that I created via one of the discs that I got at the grocery store. Mm-hmm. It was like AOL had it too, but I had a Prodigy. I think it was in like 1992, 92 or 3. That's when I had my first one.
Okay.
When I was dieting, I used to open a lot of emails just hoping for spam.
Yeah.
You like spam, right, Biff?
I do like spam. I remember. I do remember it. I don't know if it was a military thing or whatever. My dad being in the Army, but I do remember it, and it's big in Hawaii. I also know that. Do you know what spam stands for? You remember that?
Oh, I forget.
Spiced ham.
Yeah.
And it's made by Hormel or Armour, one of those two companies out of Minnesota. And but I do like spam. Spam. They do spam with you can put it on. They put it in soups. Right. You have it with breakfast. I've had that. You fry it up. It's almost like a scrapple. You do it for breakfast. I like spam.
So you're not opposed to meat in the can?
I am not opposed to meat in a can.
In the can?
All right. I stepped into that one, which I will have to say. So there was a joke that you told about. Do you know? What does a woman say to a person with a big wiener, right? I think that was the joke. And I fell right into the trap. But when somewhere in the process of transferring it from recording it to uploading it, the word wiener disappeared and I couldn't get it back.
Really?
I don't know how it was. It's almost like it was censored. So I apologize to those that didn't get it. So a couple of people commented to me about that joke. They liked it because they thought I had censored it intentionally.
How did you respond? Were you like, no idea? Or what did you say?
I go, I don't know. And you're like, of course I did. And you're like, of course you didn't. Or something
it's
like
so
that.
Good.
You guys both laughed. It was,
I almost got Lucky's fake laugh for that one.
Yeah, that's right.
That was a good one. That was a good one. It's this weekend, it's beer pong day. The first Saturday in May, beer pong. When's the last time anybody played the drinking game beer pong?
And beer pong is throwing the ping pong ball, right?
Yeah, into the cups.
Okay. So funny, when we were down in Florida, Lucky, I was playing ping pong and set the beer in the middle of the ping pong table at the end. And if you hit the can, you had to take a drink. Like playing a real game of ping pong, which was actually kind of fun. So Pete M. from Connecticut. And
nice.
We're playing, so we were having a good time doing that. But I haven't played beer pong in a while, and I'm not sure I'll ever play it again.
I don't know all the rules. Like, I need a college kid to explain all the rules to me again.
There's so many complicated rules. The way they re-rack the cups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like
there's also die. Die is the most complicated game.
That's also one where they throw it in the air and it bounces and all that other stuff.
I think it's like the equivalent of pickleball, but it's for young people. Like, there's all these weird rules.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, Brother and Sister Day, Sibling Appreciation Day is observed this weekend. So if you got a brother and sister out there, send them some appreciation. Okay. International Scurvy Awareness Day.
Oh, yeah.
Scurvy.
Is scurvy a thing?
I don't know. Do you know anybody who ever had scurvy?
I don't. That you would have to be on like a ship crossing the Atlantic in like 1722.
I'm not even sure what it is.
It's like lack of vitamin C or something, right? Like,
right. That's the limes, right? Yeah, that's why you wanted to have. That's why they transported limes and things across on ships.
Wow. All right.
I guess so. But it's also Lemonade Day, so you're sort of counteracting each other. You drink some lemonade, you don't get scurvy, or don't drink lemonade, you're going to get scurvy. I guess I don't know.
If dealt lemons, make lemonade, right? So this past week, I actually served on a jury. I got called to jury duty in Sussex County, Delaware, which is for those outside of the area, there's 3 counties in Delaware. This is the furthest south one. It's the one of the home of Bethany Beach and Rehoboth Beach and things like that. Not the state capital. That is actually in Kent County, Dover. But anyway, so I served on the jury. It's a 2-week process. It's the craziest process for a petit jury, not a grand jury. A petit jury meaning a local jury of some sort. I get chosen. I'm juror number 2. And it was that a movie or something? There's something about juror number 2, but I was juror number 2.
I think it's juror number 7 or something like that.
Yeah, so I wasn't the 4-person. I was. I guess if she couldn't serve her duties, I would have stepped in like a relief pitcher, I suppose. But interesting the fact that it was ultimately called the Court of Common Pleas, which was basically traffic court. I got selected for a jury for traffic court, which had to do with a woman running a red light, and she defended herself. And on the other side was the assistant state's attorney in Delaware. And this kid, and I call him a kid, he couldn't have been, I don't know when you get out of law school, but he wasn't a day out of law school. And it was crazy that we were in a case about a traffic violation, ultimately. And
how'd you rule?
She was found not guilty. I won't go into the particulars on the case. I think the point is that the state did a horrible job of presenting their side of the case. I'll put it this way, because I think she was probably guilty, but there was technicalities, and she didn't. She, to her credit, she defended herself.
Do you think that there is a more efficient way to have applied justice in this situation, as opposed to having a pool of jurors and a judge and the resources of a courthouse and a courtroom?
I don't know. I guess it's all a matter of perspective, right? For this woman, it meant a lot, right? For whatever reason, I don't know if it's she mistakenly said, I don't have any other traffic violations, which was immediately objected to by the state's attorney, because apparently that's supposed to be like influencing us as the jury. But it meant a lot to her to have it. I don't know if it's for insurance reasons. So, whether it was worth $1 to her, and does it have to be worth $1 million to get it in front of a jury? I have no idea. It did seem like a tough use of resource. There were probably, off the top of my head, there were probably 9 people working in that courtroom. Yeah. Which is a lot, right? You got bailiffs, you got transcribers, you got blah, 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 the judge. So
I think the whole idea of a jury is great. That's what makes America great. At the same time, I think it depends on the offense. I mean, I think a judge can rule on a traffic violation.
I would have thought that to be the case. I did. I mean, there's and that's what was odd to me. But that's the way they do it here. They had to call in for 2 weeks. It was a long process. And even having served, I still had to call in again. Like I wouldn't have gotten let off. I've never been to it. I've done jury duty, I think, 3 times. Once in New Jersey, once in Maryland, and once here.
Did you get free lunch out of it?
No free lunch.
Wow. What? There's no free lunch in Delaware.
No free lunch.
I served on, I went to a traffic court to defend myself. And all you had to say was you were guilty with an explanation, and they eliminated the points, and I think they doubled the fines. That was the deal up front. If you are guilty with an explanation, state your explanation, and you can elect to double the points. Double the fine and lose the points. So everybody just started doing that. But one guy defended himself, and he exceeded the speed limit because he needed to explain to the judge that he was going downhill. That was his defense.
Yeah.
For exceeding the speed limit.
The only thing I will say is the most awkward thing is that this was around an offense that took place. And there was an accident involved. I don't want to make it sound it was just a red light, but there was an accident. But everybody was alive and all that other stuff. Is that the state trooper comes in as a state's witness, and at one point the state's attorney says to him, "Can you identify if you saw her? Could you identify Miss Jane Doe?" I'm not going to say her name.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Of course I could." He goes, "Okay, please stand up and identify her." He stood up and couldn't identify her.
Right.
She was sitting at the defense table, and he sat there for easily 20 seconds looking around the courtroom, couldn't even find her.
Wow.
That doesn't
That's
help.
crazy.
That doesn't help.
Now, but when she got found not guilty, did she mouth over to you, "Thank you"? Like how they do in the movies.
She did this. She did this. Like that. It was.
What was that you just did for our audience?
I couldn't do the heart thing.
I got
the heart thing with a number 2 because I was juror number 2.
Got it.
Anywho, that's right. So, speaking of juries of sorts, Mr. Fun, you've been doing comedy shows, Mr. Fun Guy Productions.
Yeah.
And people are telling you how it went. You've got an upcoming one on the 19th.
Yep, 19th BT's Bethesda in Bethesda, Maryland, and. The only complaint I got, we learned a lot at the last show, but it was that it went long. I mean, there was, you didn't pay anything to get in. So for people to complain that the show was too many performers, I thought was kind of funny. But it's we're gonna cut back a little bit. We'll probably have 10 comics and 8 musicians, and we're gonna bang it out. It's gonna be a lot of fun. That's 7 p.m. on May 9th at BT.
May 19th. May 19th.
May 19th. Did I say wrong? May 19th. Excuse me. Thank you.
Good.
What was more entertaining, the comedians or the musicians?
So at the end, there was a couple musicians that just jammed out. They were great, and you would have stuck around to watch every song they did. They probably did 3 or 4 songs, so they were great. But throughout the night, we had at least half of the 14 comedians got big laughs. And there was one woman who froze on stage, and I almost made the comment that as the host, I didn't know whether to go up and tackle her or to hug her. I didn't know what to do with her. So, yeah. Well, but other than that, it was great. It was great.
Well, congratulations for pulling off the first one. Know that the first step's always the hardest. So
yeah, thanks.
That is excellent. So speaking of taking a step, this is week 3 of Poem in a Pocket.
Oh, geez.
All right.
And it's my week. Lucky went last week. Mr. Fun went the week before. I just pulled it out of my pocket. You can see the squares. It came out of my pocket here.
How long's it been in your pocket?
It's my turn. I printed this about an hour ago, but I've written it. I wrote some of it on jury duty. I will admit that, but it has nothing to do with jury.
Really
duty.
paying attention.
I did write some. Well, I was sitting there for a while before they called us in there.
Right.
He was texting us too, by the way. I was like, "You better. The woman's going to go to the electric chair if you don't."
Right.
Yeah, that's right. So good. So, all right, you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. I'm known as the one who wears white pants and always sits on the toilet instead of one who stands. Both are untrue, but I can't convince my 2 co-hosts, so I'm going to take a couple shots at them as a poetic roast. Yes, there are conspiracies about the moon landing at hand, but like Mr. Fun's jokes, we'll never know if they land. Lucky shared the news that OC beaches are banning canopies, so check back with us to see how that went. Unfortunately, there are no new rules preventing Lucky from laying in the sand and pitching his own tent. When I first met Mr. Fun, I really thought he was Jewish. And like the jokes he tells about me, it's also not true-ish. If you've ever seen Lucky, he has a head full of really gray hair. And with his summer manscaping, below his neck, there's no longer any hair there. Recently, there were jokes about Mr. Fun masturbating and sex with chickens. But whether in his hand or with a fowl, Mr. Fun doesn't know the difference. Lucky dreams about AI robots almost as much as Scarlett Johansson. That means the only sex he's going to have with either is if he pulls down his pants and puts his hands in.
Okay.
Is that it?
Custom poem.
Oh, there's more. There's more. There's more.
Too. This is where I get sentimental. When we started this in 2023, I wasn't sure how it would go. I can't believe we've now done shows for 174 weeks in a row. First as a podcast and now on the radio each week. We want to thank all of our fans for keeping the show growing. Yeah. It was supposed to be weekly. Anyways, there's nothing better than sharing interesting stories and laughing, because for our friends, fans, and family, we will never stop trying. You often hear the expression, it's the means to an end, and it means the world to do this show with my two great friends.
Lucky, I don't know if it's just me or at one moment I thought we were listening to Shakespeare.
Yeah.
It was so poetic.
Shakespeare on the Delmarva.
It was everything to figure out how to rhyme Scarlett Johansson. That's what you have to do. So anyways,
very nice.
That is my poem in a pocket. So
now, are you going to carry that poem in your pocket around?
I will carry it in my pocket. I will bring it to the next time I see you, Lucky. I will have this poem in my pocket.
Okay, we can read it when we're all together.
Good.
What's the deal, Lucky? He's supposed to share that with others?
Yeah, you carry a poem in your pocket for the month of April, and if you see somebody, you share it with them.
Okay.
The good news is that it's already May, so I don't have to worry about carrying it anymore.
Yes.
Good. So anyways, what else, Luck?
All right, so this one is crazy. All right, so Mr. Fun, I know we talked about your social media prowess with all of your jokes on Instagram or whatever. I think we've met someone is going to give you a run for your money here. So there's a guy on he's based out of Philadelphia. His name's Nick Greenwalt, excuse me. He is selling ad space on his toilet, and he has brands such as Clorox, Pine Sol, and Miralax have been featured on his toilet, and he has gotten like 40 million views on some of his videos. So
of him pooping?
Well, he's probably in and around his toilet. I think, he does quirky videos. I'm sure they just don't, they're like, hey, here's a picture of Nick's toilet, and they get 40 million. He's probably doing something in and around his toilet. But the dude has got it down. I mean, who would have thought to place ads on your toilet and put it on social media?
I'm going to have to look. I'm going to have to look him up.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Nick Greenwalt. He's from Philadelphia. But one of our, I'll call it product sponsors, not really a sponsor, but Dr. Squatch was basically opted into this, and they were super happy. They got about 1 million Instagram video views, and they didn't even really pay that much.
Good
so
for them.
Some crypto companies, MoonPay, are also are advertising on this dude's toilet. But anyway, I thought it was pretty funny that
there's a lot of different ways to make $1 million, as this guy is finding out. So I
got really drunk at a football game a couple years ago, and I swore I took a poop in a golden toilet, and then I heard some guy from the band yell, "Hey, somebody crapped in my tuba."
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
No?
Okay.
Good one.
Mr. Fun, thinking about our last story here in the advertising and toilets, I was surprised over the weekend when I opened up Instagram and I saw your naked thighs sitting on a toilet looking around a door, and Mrs. Fun supporting her Green Living for Real Life podcast, I guess, was, I don't know, getting you to use recycled toilet paper. What was the deal there?
That's it. It's Who Gives a Crap toilet paper. What a great brand name.
Okay.
And they use paper, not use toilet paper to make toilet paper, and supposedly they make toilet paper by, I don't know, wetting it down and then drying it, and somehow this one uses less water. Is
the toilet paper brown that you're using?
No. It looks and feels just like regular toilet paper. Okay. Who gives a crap?
So the question everybody wants to know, when you're shooting that, are you naked from the waist down?
It's a mystery. It's one that you're going to have to view the video and decide on your own whether
He's got a stunt double in there or something.
Yes.
That's right. It's a stunt double. It's Fred Flintstone.
Yeah, let's just say the toilet seat was closed when I was sitting on it. Just so you know.
Okay.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
That just. Why would you do that? Why?
I was in my boxers sitting on the toilet seat when it was filmed.
Oh, you just gave it away then.
I know. I know. I don't want to. You guys are too important. But our viewers don't have enough time to start searching social media for me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Anyway, but I just did what my wife. It's funny because she put me on as a collaborator, and she was like, "Why haven't you collaborated yet? Why haven't you collaborated yet?" And I was like, I still have a job and stuff. Like I'm not. You think I'm funny. I think I'm funny. Some people might not. So,
good.
It took me a minute, but I'm cool with it. So.
I want to see how many hits that gets, Mr. Fun, compared to.
It was doing well according to Mrs. Fun. It was doing well.
Are you guys? I'm a big game show fan. I watch Family Feud pretty much every night at from 7:30 to 8 o'clock at night. But did you see? I don't know if you guys watch Jeopardy anymore. I really haven't watched it since Alex Trebek left. But they had one of those like Uber champions going on. He went for 31 games in a row. This guy Jamie Ding. It would actually 31 games in a row is the fifth longest in Jeopardy history. He made $880K in winnings.
Who is Jamie Ding?
He's the guy that he just lost this past week on Jeopardy.
What show are we talking about?
Jeopardy.
I'm trying to ask you questions using a what and who. And...
Okay. What is Jeopardy?
I think the whole show's a little questionable.
Yeah. But here's the crazy thing. So this guy got a lot of publicity for going 31 in a row, but Ken Jennings, who's the new who is the most recent host, 74 in a row, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Okay, but he did set a record for 45 clues correctly in one show. He actually tied Ken Jennings. And the other interesting thing about the way this guy approached Jeopardy, which is really interesting, he uses a tactic called night moves, which he traverses the board in an L-shaped pattern, like a knight in chess. And he thinks that it threw off his opponents because he's keeping them off balance, and he's bouncing around to like higher category, right. Like more difficult, less difficult, different categories or whatever. But anyway, I thought it was pretty cool that the way this guy.
I mean, I funny enough, I haven't watched a lot of Jeopardy recently, and I did because of some travel. I had it on, and I saw that guy, and he waxed whoever he was playing.
Yeah,
and he just because that night moves thing, because he loads up with points early.
Yeah,
he's going for the 1,000 point, the daily doubles he's finding because they're usually pretty high stakes things. So he was pretty impressive.
But besides being smart and knowing a lot of categories, I think the big winners are always good at that clicker. They figure out a way to click in.
Yeah,
first.
There was a guy who was playing was pressing it really and he was upset. You could see he was visibly getting frustrated that the other guy was beating him, but whatever.
Yeah.
So
what are your guys' all-time favorite? You guys got any game shows your favorites, Mr. Fun?
What was the pyramid game? What was it called again?
Pyramid.
$20,000 or $10,000 pyramid. I think it went up in price.
Yeah, I like that game.
Yeah, I think
Newlywed
that game. Newlywed was always fun. The dating game, right? Same thing. Besides pyramid, there was another match game.
Yeah,
was a good one.
Oh, you know what my favorite is it Whose Line Is It Anyway? Where you would describe a product or something. No, you were that's it. Whose line is it? You were like the famous person, and there were two pretend people who would answer.
That's not who. That's Whose Line Is It Anyways? Is the improvisation show, which is a very funny show.
Yeah. No, you're right. What am I talking about?
Whose line is it?
Tell the truth.
To tell the truth.
To tell the truth. That was a great game.
That was a very good game. So
yeah.
They're
who
fun.
wants to be?
Go ahead.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? A good one. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just saying that game shows are great because you in some respects they're time wasters, in other respects you'll learn something, which is in a lot of cases it's fun. And then,
what's the game with the hot chicks holding the briefcases? That's a bad game.
Deal or No Deal.
That's dumb.
Oh well, I like that.
Really?
Yeah.
You would.
The game that I really liked that it didn't really take off that much is that supermarket sweep where they had the grocery cart and they had to put as much stuff as they could in a certain amount of time.
Did you watch Fear Factor?
Yeah, I like that.
That was a good game. I guess that's a game show. That was crazy.
That was Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
he was the host on Fear Factor.
Yeah, crazy.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So speaking of games and competitions, and we're of course, because we're we have a Delmarva audience. Seagulls. We talked about seagulls. We had a would you rather fight a horse-sized seagull versus 100 small seagulls or whatever. I just saw this competition. It might be worth us participating next year. It's in Belgium. They had it this year. The World Champion Seagull Imitation competition. 70 participants seeking to produce the best imitation of the bird's distinctive shriek. 15 countries were represented.
I cannot believe this is a contest.
Okay, well, it is. Now look, okay, so I thought we would maybe between the three of us, we could see who the best, who has the best seagull imitation. We can maybe enter ourselves that next year.
Can I make a suggestion? If you play it now, I've already forgotten what a seagull sounds like. Would it be better to do the seagulls and then you play it, or remind us?
It's up to you. Do you want me to? I have the competition, and I plan to play it on the show so you can hear what the competition sounds like.
Right.
Or we can try to do it.
I would like Biff to go first.
I don't know how to do a seagull. I really don't.
Do a seagull.
Yeah, it's gonna be something like. I'm going to make it sound. It's going to be a crow. It's like caw. I don't. It's like
that's what I was thinking, but no,
it's not. It's like a shriek. It's like
Okay, you want me to go first?
He's got it.
I'll go first.
Do it again.
It's like what is wrong with Lucky? Jeez.
All right, what do you guys have?
All right. Well, I was doing it while you did it.
Do it again. Do it again, man.
I was like.
I think it's a little even higher pitch. I'm embarrassed.
Okay, go. It's like oh, that's good.
Is it?
That's very good. Now,
all right, let me hear it.
All right, hold on.
Oh, Mr.
That
wins. Well, yeah, but you win on that one. I don't know
what. You know what you call a seagull that knows martial arts? Steven.
Seagull.
Steven Seagal.
Okay. So do we agree that Mr. Fun had the best seagull?
Oh yeah, because I'm not sure what you did. You're going to scare people on the radio.
I personally never want to hear him do a seagull impersonation again. Never.
I mean, I'll either do my fake laugh or my seagull.
I'm not sure I'd do either. They can get you arrested.
You didn't like it, huh?
That's good.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. All right.
Never knew I could do that. Never knew I could do that.
We're expanding our horizons here.
Thank you.
We're helping our audience learn as they listen, but we're also trying to expand our, our
You might win the contest, Mr. Fun. You might have to go to Belgium.
We're going to have to go Belgium?
Yeah, Belgium.
Yeah.
That's where you got to. It's like you, and it's like those things that you don't know how to do. Like, we think you're the best javelin thrower.
And highlight. I think I'm the best highlight player in the world.
Yeah, see, that's what you could do. These are the things we're learning about you.
Okay, this one is a more serious topic. I want to get your guys' take on this. So, Britain this past week passed a law, the Tobacco and Vapes Bill, which basically introduced a rolling age restriction, permanently barring anyone born on or after it's January 1st, 2009, from buying cigarettes. So, they're really they're starting small in terms of the population that they restrict from buying cigarettes. And every year going forward, they add another year. So I don't know, it's a pretty dramatic way to get people to stop smoking. There's mixed results. People are thinking it's a good idea. Some are also thinking, why is the government messing around with us? But what do you guys think about the ban like this? Do you think it'll work?
I used to smoke after sex, and that's how I gave up smoking.
Okay.
What do you think, Ben?
I'm never been a smoker, never put a cigarette in my mouth, don't like smoking. It seems pretty far reaching what they're doing.
Yeah.
And so, they've done, I used to travel to England a lot. And while there are still people that smoke, it's not nearly the level that it used to be. It's like they were doing a pretty good job just, as people, over time. I think between the taxation on the cigarettes or whatever the case may be. Now, vaping is a different story. I don't know how much that costs relative to smoking. It just seems pretty heavy-handed to do that.
Yeah. Well, go ahead, Mr. Fun.
I think laws, and I'm sure there's many examples, but laws that protect other people from you doing stuff, I'm all behind. Laws that stop you from having the freedom to do stupid things to yourself is challenging for me to embrace sometimes.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, 100%. Well, we'll see. Like, again, the bill raises the legal age of buying tobacco by 1 year every year, starting with people born in or after 2009, meaning affected age groups face those affected age groups face that lifetime ban. So we're curious to look back and see if it works, and then other countries try to adopt an approach like it or not.
Yeah, I think the final point I'll make is that imitation, other companies may do it. The slippery slope is, okay, so they're starting with cigarettes, but when does it come to junk food? When does it come to other things? That's this is, I think it's to save themselves from themselves for health reasons, right?
Like they ban masturbation and Mr. Fun, what's he going to do?
Well, they can increase the age. They can increase the age.
That's he's grandfathered in.
What they should do is decrease the age. So suddenly I'm aged out.
All right. This is another one. Again, a concerning statistic came out this past week. Condom prices have gone up about 30% with this, with all the, the trials and tribulations going on in the Middle East, the, energy issues. Carex, that produces 5 billion condoms annually, the largest supplier in the world. They're the producer behind Durex and Trojan, some of the biggest condom brands. Basically, they're having all these supply chain issues, and actually there is a big demand for condoms now, and the prices are going up. What do you think?
Why is there a big demand for condoms now?
There's just a lot of demand for condoms use. Maybe I think it also could be like production might be down as well. So like different parts of the world are looking for, their traditional supply of condoms, and they're not getting it. So,
okay.
Yeah. Well, but there's a lot of demand for it,
Sounds like nobody's going to be getting it.
Nobody's getting it, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, look, it's it's one of the many things that is a byproduct of oil, right? That's what it is. Is it a company what do they make? They make Durex? Is that what you said?
Durex and Trojan.
They do? Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. I thought they were, made locally, so to speak.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So.
I used to be attracted to metal boxes, but then I gave up safe sex.
Wow.
Safe sex. Condoms.
I was like, okay, is he not paying attention to the show? I'm just trying to figure out where is he going on that one. So,
it's a tough combination. It's a tough combination.
It would have broken the bank at the Olympics, Lucky, if they were this price. Can you imagine that?
Yeah,
I know.
They've been a free for all without condoms at the.
When's
the
next Olympics again?
28.
28. Okay, so we have a couple years to get this squared
in
away.
LA, as a matter
in
of
LA,
fact.
yeah. It would just to be unprotected sex.
World Cup this year. Do you see that whole thing about what they did in New Jersey in the World Cup? They increased the price of the train from Penn Station to MetLife Stadium to $150 round trip. Now, I think some of it's a publicity stunt because they were upset that FIFA didn't allocate any money for transportation, but they took a $12.50 rise and raised it $100 to $150 round trip from Penn Station.
That's crazy
to get to the game. So
sports, going to sport. I love sports. It's just so freaking expensive to go to sports games.
Yeah.
Did they sell out all the World Cup tickets?
No, I did read that most of the big games are sold out, and the tickets on the open market are quite expensive. But there's secondary games that haven't sold. There's 64 teams in the World Cup. Now, some of it's between the U.S. and Canada and Mexico, right? So it's different venues. but it's not all of it's sold out. So, at this point.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And provocative question of the week. And I have a couple different variations on the main question. Okay. Here we go. You have a button you can press, and each time you press it, you get $1 million. In the first scenario, if you push every time you push the button, you lose 1 inch of height. How many times you pressing it, Mr. Fun?
You lose 1 inch of height.
You lose 1 inch of height.
You know, I'm not suggesting my life is over, but like I'm married, I have my kids and stuff like that. Like I'd push that thing like 10 times. I'd be 4'9".
You'd go 4'9" for $10 million.
Now what am I 4 foot? I'd be 4'11".
You'd be
for how much?
4'11".
Oh, 4'11". Yep.
Yeah, I'd be 4'11" and I'd have $10 million.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that.
No.
Let's do that.
What about you, Biff?
I'd probably go 3 times.
Okay, so you're 6'1".
Yeah, I'd get to you could argue 6 feet too, but I could get to 5'9". So 4 times. Let's call it 4 times.
Okay, so 4 million in. I'm 5'9". I'd probably push it once to go 1 down inch to get $1 million. I'd probably do it.
Okay.
All right. Now here's another one. Would you? Okay. And by the way, you could, just so you know, you can surgically increase your height by 2 inches for about 150 and 250K. So does that change your answer? Like,
is that a fact? Or that's just part of this scenario?
Well, like if you get your money, let's just say you go down 2 inches and you get your $2 million, you can go get a surgery for 250K, has about 6 to 12 months of recovery period. Would you, was that change your answer?
I'm not sure. It's too much.
I would be the richest dwarf in the world. Yeah. I would be like, I'd be standing. I'd have big bodyguards next to me, and
he'd be riding the number 12 horse at the Preakness.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Now, would you push the button for $1 million? How many times would you push it if you had to gain 50 pounds? Would you push it once?
Oh yeah.
I'm not 50. Again. Got to keep it on the rest of my life.
Yeah,
50 pounds.
Oh wait, I could get surgery to get taller, but I can't lose the weight again.
Yeah, that's right. See, that's the rules. This is like a child's game.
Moving target.
Yes. So I don't think I would.
No, I don't think I would.
I don't think I would for $1 million. It's not enough.
$1 million
to gain 50 pounds.
To change your health.
I'd be a fat millionaire. I'd be a fat millionaire.
Yeah, but it may shorten your life.
Wait, I got to be able to lose it again.
No, that's not the way it was presented.
All right. Yeah. No, I probably wouldn't. $1 million.
Let's just say you instantly had the 50, and you could work it off.
Oh yeah, then I would do it.
Hard.
I would get a trainer. I would pay her like $100,000.
If I could work it off, I'd do it. But if I can't work it off, no, I wouldn't do it.
Okay, I'll go with that.
All right, this one is a good one. Would you push the button and you gained a foot of height
for $1 million?
Yeah.
No, not a chance.
You wouldn't be 7 foot for $1 million?
No, it'd be ridiculous.
Why?
I'd be 6'9", dunking on you guys.
Yeah, that's right. At your age, blowing your Achilles tendon out, spending all your net $700,000 on medical bills.
I would definitely do the 1 foot. I'm 5'9". I'd go to 6'9". I know people that are 6'9", so I'd have a friend.
Yeah, you know a lot of people that are 7'1"? I'm not being 7'1". I am not going to be 7'1". I'm not going to be that guy.
Would you? Okay, you don't want to be a 60-year-old 7-footer, but let's take it back to when you were in college. Would you do it? Would you go to 7 foot in college?
I think I would do it if I thought, I guess I said, I know I said this, whether it was surely not true. If God gave me 7 feet, I'd figure out how to play basketball, right? I would. And I think I'd be pretty good at it because you saw some 7-footers that were just uncoordinated people. So yes, I guess if I was younger, I might do it because it might get me into the NBA or something like that.
Mr. Fun, what about you?
Yeah, I'd be a pro basketball player if I was 6'9". With my skills?
Yeah, with his mad skills.
Okay.
His head fakes.
But if you went to 7'1" and 6'9" when you were like 20 years old, like let's just say you couldn't play basketball. You just had to be tall.
I don't know.
I don't think. I don't think 6'9" is. Wait, I get $1 million in college and be 6'9"?
Yeah.
Yeah, bring it on. Bring it on.
I might do it just because you have $1 million earlier in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. That becomes worth a lot more.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, I don't know. At contact@laughsmartly.com. I'd love to hear what everybody thinks about these options and how many times you'd push the button. And we'll see what people say.
Good. Hey, I mentioned Rockfish earlier in the show, just real quick. He's back in the Northern Neck, so he's back up from Florida. So for those, Northern Neck is the area between the Potomac River and the Rappahannock River. I think that's the Northern Neck of Virginia. That is where Rockfish and Mrs. R, they summer, if you will, up there. But he's the band, Rockfish and the Rivermen. He's calling it the Marina Tour 2026. They're kicking it off. I'll put the dates in the show notes for the podcast and also on YouTube. Just coming up is May 24th, which must be Memorial Day weekend. I don't know exactly when Memorial Day is, but it's around there. 7 p.m., Coles Point Marina in Hague, Virginia, headlining a second day of a 2-day music festival. That is Memorial weekend. It says it in his quote there. So anyways, look out for that. And Rockfish and the Rivermen. And again, go to hbw1.com to listen to his music.
Bluesy, folksy kind of music, would you say? Like, how would you describe?
Gosh, that's a good point. Well, people have heard the song, right? Chesapeake Time.
Yeah.
Maybe this week I'll put the whole song at the end of the podcast so people can hear it. Yeah, a little bit of both. I think it's a combination of, there's some Warren Zevon in there. There's, bluesy, folksy stuff, right? Little Jimmy Buffett attitude on some of that. So it's good music, regardless. Good music. Very talented guy, Rockfish, and his group as well. So happy to have them involved. A couple shout outs from my standpoint. Steve M from here in Dagsboro, and also Jeff B. Dagsboro, but Steve M. can't stop quoting Mr. Fun's jokes. I had him quote, or I gave him what I still think is the funniest joke Mr. Fun's ever told, which was early on in our podcast days, which is the two sperm racing joke.
Right.
He is now quoting that one. Plus also the joke about waking up in his neighbor's house.
Nice.
Which is a joke
all right.
a month and a half ago. So Stephen was doing that. And Jeff B is has become a fan of the show, who in golfing terms, he did very well and beat what is a +2 handicap, Mr. Fun. That's somebody that is better than 99.9% of golfers. Jeff B is a good golfer, but he's not a +2, and he took him down over the weekend, and he wanted me to call that out. So that's
all right.
B. So that's where we are.
Oh, wait, I forgot. I forgot to, when we were doing the Seagull impressions, do you know there's a gay guy in our fraternity who does owl impressions?
Not saying it. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. You telegraphed that one.
Did I?
Yeah.
Damn.
You well.
Yeah. That's good.
I've been looking forward to doing that all week.
Do you quickly, Mr. Fun, do you have a joke?
I do. What do you call a lesbian with big fingers? Well hung.
Okay. There we go. Lucky, how do they get a hold of us?
Contact@laughsmartly.com on all the social media platforms. If you guys are liking our videos, Mrs. Fun is doing a great job with our social media stuff. Yep. So please like and subscribe.
So good. And it's a small world out there. You never know who knows anybody. But if anybody has any contacts at radio stations, we are looking to expand the audience of stations. Again, can get a hold of the three of us, contact@laughsmartly.com. Send them our way. But we are going to grow the show around this part of the world. So with that, guys, good to see you as always. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Until we do it again next week, let me just once again say thank you and goodbye. All right.
Green, green river laid out by my front door, and I'm miles and miles from the nearest storm. pot full of crabs looking fat and sweet, kettle of voices at my feet, living on Chesapeake time. Take it slow, take it easy, both good friends of mine. Brother, I'm just starting to unwind, living on Chesapeake time. Flip-flop shorts and a plain old tee, haven't had a shave in a day or three. Breeze is blowing, might take a sail, just to have a few more tales to tell. Living on Chesapeake time. Take it slow, take it easy, both good friends of mine. Brother, I'm just starting to unwind, living on Chesapeake time. Now somewhere in the back of my mind, know that I must start to make a plan. But if I somehow never find the time, know that we will be just fine, know that she will understand. Couple of friends come floating by my dock. By morning my heads are gonna rock. Sleeping late, now I will be forgiven. When you live in the land of pleasant living, living on Chesapeake time. Take it slow, take it easy, both good friends of mine. Brother,